The latest Universal monster film, Lisa Frankenstein, has dropped in theaters, so here are my thoughts on it. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share what you thought of Lisa Frankenstein over on my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out once this video is over. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button and be sure to subscribe. It really does help a lot. And with all that said, let's just get straight into the review talking about the good. And I'll just cut straight to the chase on this one. This is not going to be a movie for everyone. It certainly has a very specific audience that it's targeting, depending on your sense of humor, how you like movies, and just how much you can accept how far this movie goes into just going for everything. But as for me, I had an absolute blast with this film from beginning to end. So there's just a lot to say about this one. Right off the bat, it's a really funny yet sometimes dark movie. This is a dark comedy. Keep that in mind. But for me, as somebody that likes dark, raunchy comedy and some really dark jokes, I got a kick out of all the humor in this film. Whether it just comes from the kiddish, campy stuff with our lead character Lisa, played by Kathryn Newton, communicating with our zombie Frankenstein character, whether it comes to just those two just interacting and having funny conversations, or whether it comes from them going on a killing spree and chopping off certain body parts that I will not mention here. And so it's really funny from beginning to end, and it can get really dark at times, but it still manages to make you laugh, or at least it did for me in the theater. And what I just really thought worked out this week was that it just went for everything. It's very out there, like it's not subtle whatsoever, so it goes for the humor, it goes for the campiness, and it even goes for the heart just a little bit, and it even has an over-the-top story about a lightning bolt that resurrects a Frankenstein zombie and a high school girl in the 80s. It kind of ends up being a rom-com between the zombie and the high school girl, and it just goes for it. So everything is over-exaggerated, everything is over the top. And that's actually kind of what I enjoyed about it. It was entertaining, and it was very fun from beginning to end. You also just get a charming lead and a fun zombie character as the two characters that are kind of on this rom-com adventure. Our zombie guy, he doesn't speak at all in this movie. Actually, or no, he barely speaks in this movie, I should say. But I did think that whoever played him did a convincing job at being a zombie character, where the makeup and everything was just convincing. He doesn't speak, but he can communicate with our lead character Lisa in other ways, and with Lisa, our lead character, she's just really charming in the lead as well. Very crass, very weird, and very she has a very distinctive, out there personality. But she's a lot of fun in the lead. Kathryn Newton, I believe, is the actress for her. The actress that played Cassie Lang in Ant-Man Quantumania. She's also in like Freaky, this horror slasher from a few years back. And I thought that she was really fun in the lead role. Really fun to watch. And we'll get into more of her characterization later on in this video. But I thought both of those two were just really fun when they interacted. And even some of the side characters, some of them are forgettable, but they're fun when they do show up on screen. And this movie just also has a very distinct style. Like the production design, the color scheme, it just all is very distinct. It is directed by Zelda Williams, who is Robin Williams' daughter. This is her directorial debut, and I think she had her own style. Like the way that, like the color scheme and everything like that, I just thought there was something new and different, something that I would not typically see. And it also just has a little bit of heart in there. It is a rom-com between two characters at its core. And I thought it actually did have a bit of heart about, this high school girl finding this love that she didn't know she needed in this zombie character which is kind of strange, but it actually does have some heart, some weight to it. And so, it's not going to be for everybody, but I really enjoyed this one. But it's not perfect, so let's move on to the bad. And there are really only two major issues that I have with this film. And first one up here, the pacing is very off throughout the entire film. So, you kick off and you get like 30-35 minutes of our lead character Lisa doing these high school things, and before our zombie character, our Frankenstein guy, actually shows up, we've already been through like 30-35 minutes of the film. And I wish that would have kicked in a lot sooner in it, and that distracted me a little. Likewise, there are some sequences where, you know, this is in the trailers, they go on this killing spree, but then for the most part, our zombie Frankenstein guy is like stuck in her room. And so you don't get much opportunities for him to go outside until you're in the last 30 minutes of the film. And so I wish they could have paced that a bit better, maybe had him go outside a few times. It's kind of like you took E.T. and kind of like Cinderella also mashed that together. I don't know if anybody's made that comparison where he's like just at home messing things up and things like that. And I didn't find those aspects to be the most interesting parts about the film. And our second one here is that our characterization of our lead character Lisa is just very, very off. So you get her like tragic backstory is established in this film, and then later on in the film, she's totally okay with going on a murder spree and killing people, which to me just didn't make sense. And then later on in the film, she's all of a sudden not okay with killing people. So she switches around between let's do this, let's kill people to get some body parts for you. But no, we shouldn't do that. She keeps switching around between them both, and I thought the characterization was very off. It was like the killing spree side of things, that character was totally different from the actual character established in the film. And so those are my two major problems with it. But I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. I can see myself rewatching this. And yeah, if you're just in the mood for a solid comedy, rom-com, horror of sorts, I would say that this one is definitely worth checking out. If you're into the certain type of humor that this movie displays, this raunchy, crass side to it, I suppose you'll really enjoy this film. Overall, I'm going to go a B+ on this one, but that's just my takeaway from this film. Down below in the comment section, share what you thought of Lisa Frankenstein if you've seen it. Over on my channel, I have more content like this. Check those out check those out right now. Click that like button, be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for sticking around at the end. I will see you in the next one.